What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the release. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the world, and there's nothing you can say about it anymore. Go and tell them why.
All right. So let's see. Giannis is he controls more aspects of the game. Better rebounder, better defender, better passer, better leader. He's the centerpiece of a championship team defensively and offensively. So only thing KD does better is he shoots better and he's a more versatile scorer. But they put up the same amount of points. So, and if you want to keep on going, Giannis is also harder to guard. Like you actually, as you could see right now, you could be physical with him. You could double team him. Looking at Giannis right now against the Bulls, he's averaging 7 assists. He's making his teammates better.
Without Chris Middleton, by the way. They blew him out.
Thank you. Hey, so I don't want to hear about no Ben Simmons. No. We all predicted him to get out the first round.
If you're watching this, you know who you are.
Hey, we all predicted him to get out the first round. I even predicted him to get out the first round because of how great KD is. But, bro, KD, man.
I will happily take the L on that prediction. Happily.
Me too, because, it's exposing. We'll get on that. Let's talk about the other series first. We'll get on that later.
We'll save the juiciest stuff for last. However, first off, let's start it off with. I'm not going to talk about all the series, but let's start off with a very, very interesting game that happened on Friday. The Atlanta Hawks with the Miami Heat. Trae Young coming down with the floater. Jimmy Butler takes a horrible shot at the end. What are we thinking?
That was a good win for the Hawks. I mean, I think Heat are still going to win 5 or 6.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a good job at Trae Young, trapping him a lot. And the Hawks, their second and third best players are gone now at this point. So, I mean, wait, yep. Oh, wait. Oh, I mean, they have Collins back, Capella. So,
yeah, it's difficult for him, man.
Yeah, so I don't, he did a great job carrying them, but I don't see them getting them further, but.
Yeah.
Okay,
next series we're going to talk about, because that one's not much to talk about, Trae Young,
no.
Oh, wow, he had a really good game, he played fairly well. Jimmy Butler was going crazy. He had a big shot at the end there, but
yeah.
Their defense fell apart in the end there, and that's something horrible that you could say about the Miami Heat is that their defense isn't supposed to fall apart. They have one of the best defenses in the league, and some stupid stuff like that. Inexcusable, sorry. Phoenix Suns versus the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans won a game, but Devin Booker was gone. So.
Oh yeah, the Friday game. Chris Paul took over the fourth, controlled everything.
He showed why he's a top 10 point guard of all time for sure.
Best player on the team. Just to let people know, man.
I was unaware that this was still an argument. I thought people knew that Chris Paul was the best player on that team.
People talking about Devin Booker MVP. I'm like, we do know Chris Paul's the best, on the team. I hope we know that. So I would
just like to bring to everyone's attention, where were the Phoenix Suns at with Devin Booker and no Chris Paul? Because you got to remember, Chris Paul got signed. He didn't get traded. So it's the same player.
He did get traded.
Yes, he did get traded. I feel stupid now.
Yeah, he did.
He got traded.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Kelly Oubre Jr. too. Yeah, okay, I remember now. However, the loss of some mediocre guys for Chris Paul who just wanted to leave.
Yeah, he made an immediate impact. Yeah. Now Booker, he's good in his own right. I think they're both top 15 in the league, and if Booker's back, then they will have a chance of competing for a title. But yeah, Chris Paul, he's just his impact on the team. His playmaking and his scoring he really has to ramp it up.
Yep.
His decision-making in the clutch, I mean, just great stuff. But Brandon Ingram, he's been balling. He's
been showing why he's the player that he is.
Yeah.
Still one of the most underrated players in the league, still.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Hey, he could have made the All-Star team over Andrew Wiggins. Whatever.
I could probably name 15 people that could have made the All-Star game over Andrew Wiggins. In my opinion, Pascal Siakam was more of a deserving All-Star than Andrew Wiggins. But hey, that we already talked about this. It's long gone now.
Yeah. But I just when I want to, I just get to throw some shots at him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Dallas Mavericks and the Utah Jazz. Pretty tight series, 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking it.
There's a few things I want to say, man. So, Luka was great when he played yesterday. Almost won them the game, unless but his teammates just forgot how to play basketball. Dwight Powell missed like two free throws. But for the Jazz, you should not be proud about your situation. The fact that this series is
here, Rudy Gobert, F the talk. Get out of here.
Isn't embarrassing.
Bro.
And another thing too, when are we gonna realize that outside of Gobert, this team's defense is pathetic? Watching a guard just get blown by 24/7. I've been telling y'all.
Donovan Mitchell isn't a defender like that.
Bro, not just him, everybody else. Hey, you look at Donovan Mitchell too, Mr. Kobe Bryant impersonator, bro. Like,
oh my goodness, get out of here.
Like, no, I'm not saying he's on his level, but like, you know what I'm trying to say. This guy's just jacking up everything. He, for some reason, he doesn't like to pass. Now,
here's the thing with Kobe. Kobe could take 30 shots and make 20 of them.
And unlike Donovan Mitchell, Kobe Bryant was an elite defender. So when people they
don't know that about Kobe,
whine about like Gobert's defense. If Gobert was on a good perimeter defensive team, like y'all wouldn't be talking about him like this. Like, put him on a team like the Celtics with their perimeter defense. Like it looks scary out here.
Yeah, and people are telling that Gobert needs to guard the perimeter more, bro. What is this guy gonna do on the perimeter? First of all, he's a big ass center. He's small, right? I mean, small. He's slow. Sorry.
Yeah. If he doesn't guard the perimeter, it's open layups.
Yeah, and people are criticizing him, Arenze, for not guarding on the perimeter more, saying that in this day and age, a 3-pointer is as easy as a layup. Like, come on. If you're on a fast break, nobody there. Mm-hmm. Like, come on. Rudy Gobert, it's a smart decision to stay in the paint and lurk there on a fast break when you're the only one back and there's 2-3 guys. Because if there's those 2-3 guys, he is one of the most likely people on earth to intercept that alley-oop pass or that dime or whatever it is and get a great contested shot at the rim, if not a block. If I'm Rudy Gobert, if I'm anybody, I'm sitting in the paint and waiting for that. Unless I'm like Kyle Lowry going up against Anthony Edwards and I'm fouling him. But come on.
Honestly, he's the reason why they won yesterday. His offensive rebounding, especially saved them as they were, again, chucking up bad threes. Yeah, as usual.
And if Donovan Mitchell decided to, pass the ball and give Rudy Gobert a bigger role on the offense, they'd be dominating.
This is another thing too. People can get mad about this. The gap between Gobert and Mitchell isn't as big as people think it is. Now, I will give Mitchell the edge because of his scoring punch. But for really being real, the gap between them is it's not that big. But the Mavs, respect for them for being in this series with Luka missing most of the games. Yeah. They're gonna win the series because, come on, like Luka Doncic is back. So I mean,
man, it just, I really don't like Donovan Mitchell right now, and they're a pathetic team to watch. Yeah, they won 2 games, but it's just
this series should have been over if it were good.
It should have been over. It should have been over if they were playing this game correctly, and it's really baffling to watch this team, and it's like an eyesore.
They need to
watch how horribly they play and how easily the Mavericks rain down threes on them.
Yeah, they need to fix. They need to get new coaching. They need to get new defenders.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert saying after the talk he doesn't want out of there.
Mitchell, he needs to work on being a good defender, being a good playmaker.
Because scoring can't get you everywhere, man. Scoring cannot get you everywhere. Just look at Kevin Durant. We'll get to that later, bro. I'm just saying.
If you're gonna score, please be efficient, man. Because there's people he's averaging 30. He's taking 25 shots. I expect you to average 30. What the hell?
If you're taking 25 shots and you're not averaging 30, look, are you really an elite player in this league? Are you really a top 20, top 25 player in this league? If you're taking,
I'll say top 25, but he's not top 20 anymore. Even though I troll the hell out of DeMar DeRozan a lot, at least DeMar DeRozan could actually make plays for himself. Plays for other teammates, man. It's embarrassing. I could keep on going.
Off ball.
Yeah, way more than Mitchell. But I think it's been a good series though to watch. Most of the games have been close, but the Mavs are going to win though. They have their guys back.
Moving on to a not so close series, the Golden State Warriors and the Denver Nuggets, and my goodness. They're getting massacred. Massacred. The Nuggets are getting shat on.
And you know what, bro? Great stuff for the Warriors. The bench, Curry on the bench has been working really well.
Amen. Jordan Poole out there looking like the third Splash Brother.
Yeah, I think when
He's been
Curry
adopted into the family.
After this first round, you're going to see Curry be in the starting lineup, and their offense has been dominant. Defensively, they've been great.
They're doing this with Curry on the bench to start the game.
These people, bro, you have people with the audacity to blame Jokic for what's happening in the playoffs. Like, people do realize, like, Jokic is almost averaging 30. You know, he's having 29 points right now against
Draymond Green.
Thank you. Like, man,
one of the best defenders, if not the best defender in the league at the moment. It's clearly not because DPOY went to Marcus Smart. Speaking of which, first guard to win it since Gary Payton. But still,
congrats to him. But
very congrats to him, and then we'll move on to the other awards later.
That's one thing I'm interested about, though. Is he gonna, if Jokic is because I was waiting for Jokic to be announced for the MVP because they usually do in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested if they get eliminated tonight. Is Jokic gonna win the MVP? It's interesting.
Listen, man, we've been saying this on the podcast. It's a regular season award.
Yeah, so because usually when you win an MVP, it gets announced sometime in the playoffs. So I'm waiting for I wonder if that's gonna happen. But he's going off right now. I was just checking the score. Yeah. He has like 18 of like their 26 points. So blaming him is just crazy. But the Warriors, they're looking like a championship team right now, and they're hitting all cylinders.
I know a lot of people got them going to the finals.
I could see it. To me, it all depends. I think if the Suns are healthy, I still pick them because I just. Yeah. But if not, the Warriors got that. But they've been dominating, man. They've been the best team in the playoffs right now. So
hands down, easy.
Yeah,
it's between them and the Boston Celtics, who we'll get to later.
Yeah.
Next series up, we have the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls, and I mean it started off really good.
Yeah.
And then the Bulls are getting absolutely crapped on, dude. And I'll give it. I'll let them slide this year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Donovan hasn't coached in the playoffs as much as other coaches in the
I mean, hey, I don't like Billy Donovan, so
he's not the best coach in my opinion. Plus, they have an inexperienced team. Yeah. However, DeMar DeRozan isn't playing as bad as I thought he would.
He's been better. Look, I mean,
he's been better.
When I just look at this team, because you would think that with Middleton they'd be more competitive. Like Grayson Allen's been amazing since Chris Middleton's been out. You see guys like Porter stepping up, Holiday has been great. Giannis doing Giannis things. It's just the team they're still functioning. Defensively, they're still locking up into them. So it's just they're just dominating, and there's nothing that the Bulls could do.
Yeah, no. This Giannis Antetokounmpo, man, it's unfair. He's a cheat code. It's like making
he is
a 7-foot guard in 2K that can do anything. Yeah. He's more efficient from the line, from mid range, from the 3-point line.
Defense, playing. He's doing everything.
Oh my
man.
goodness!
Yeah,
in my opinion, he should have been a top 3 nominee for Defensive Player of the Year. But it's okay.
Me too.
I'm happy that
but
Marcus Smart won.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Yeah, but it was crazy. It was crazy. Next up, we have one of my favorite series so far. The Memphis Grizzlies versus the Minnesota Timberwolves.
This one too. Hey,
this is an incredible series. John Morant's taking over.
Best.
Anthony Edwards is taking over.
Yeah, best series of the playoffs.
Yeah. Cat's struggling.
But, I mean, he did step up in yesterday, so I'll give him credit for that.
I'll let him slide for that, but come on.
Yeah, I think, to me, I mean, Grizzlies, they have expectations. So to me, they need to get out this first round at least.
At least this first. It's understandable if they lose to the Warriors. Yeah. Okay, it's very much understandable.
Even Morant's been okay so far in the playoffs. He's had some good games.
Yeah,
he's had some bad games. He's been very efficiently.
Yeah,
but the real Anthony Edwards though, he's stepping.
He's surprising me, man.
Yeah, he's going off right now, and he's been their best player in a lot of these games.
Yeah. Stepping up on defense, which is something
even the guy who I hate, who I despise with a living passion, Patrick Beverley, has been good in this series. I can't stand that dude, but look, I'll give him credit when it's due. He's been good.
Yeah, no, I got you on that one too.
And even D'Lo, he's been fine. But yeah, Cat, you need to be more consistent, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Kendrick Perkins. I don't know who it was, but I heard someone say that Jaren Jackson Jr. is the ideal matchup for Karl Anthony Towns, and that he would rather, or it's better for him to have Jaren Jackson Jr. over DeAndre Ayton. And that is the most stupid thing I've heard in my life.
Wait, like what? Sorry, wait. Say that again.
So I forget who it was, but they were arguing that Jaren Jackson Jr. is a better matchup for Cat than DeAndre Ayton. And I find that incredibly stupid. Jaren Jackson Jr. is an elite defender who's evidently giving Cat issues. He played well yesterday. I'll give him that.
He's been up and down in the series though, so yeah, I would.
Yeah, but defensively, he's got him, and that's something DeAndre Ayton can't do as well. Yeah. But regardless, both center matchups would have been tough.
Honestly, the best two players in this series have not been living up to their expectations, especially
John Cat.
Because we're talking about two dudes, they're probably going to make an All-NBA team this year, and both of them have not been playing at the best level they have to. So to me, this series comes up between these two guys. To be honest, the Timberwolves should have been up 2-1. I don't know how you choke a 21-point lead with like 3 minutes left. You don't call a timeout when the opposing team's on a 21-0 run. I would never understand that. Cat takes like 4 shots in the entire game. They should have won that game, but
they ended the game with like a 51-15 run.
Yeah,
51-15.
But this series has been great, and I want to apologize to the Timberwolves because I kind of brushed them off. I remember saying, you know what?
Oh no, both of us did. Yeah, no. Yeah, we owe y'all an apology.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like we didn't really treat y'all with that much respect, but you guys are playing.
They've gained my respect. They've gained my respect, and they'll be a definite threat in the next few years.
Yeah, they're definitely.
But now that the Grizzlies are getting some more playoff experience, they're going to be a championship team within the next 5 years. All of y'all could hold me to that. I'm just saying. Next series up. Okay, second last. My personal favorite series because my team is in it. Philadelphia 76ers and the Toronto Raptors. Thank you, Jesus. They won yesterday. Amazing game. Did it without Freddie. Avoided foul trouble with Embiid. They really stepped it up. However, now we're in Philly. And we have to play every single game. We are playing every single game like it's an elimination game. And it's going to be brutal for us because Embiid, you texted me this yesterday, Embiid with the Philly crowd is a different animal.
Yeah, I think to start off, I want to say this. Pascal played great yesterday.
Yeah, all NBA player Pascal Siakam. I'm just saying.
Because I was about to go on this episode and talk about how for the first 3 games he's been non-existent. So
no, he did
good
well.
For him. Good for him that he actually played well because if he played bad and they lost, man, you better believe I would have been on this episode talking about like, yo, where have you been? But 100 for the Sixers. Embiid's been really good for most of this series. Tyrese Maxey's been really good. Tobias Harris has been really good.
Yeah, Tobias Harris has stepped it up a lot from the regular season since he has been the Raptors. And Tyrese Maxey, man, only his second year. Whew. He's a monster.
James Harden's playmaking in this series has been just it's been what they've needed for the playoffs. Like
it's what they've needed in general. They've needed a true point guard like that.
That's what I said. Like, and the thing is, if I'm really being honest, the Nets, we'll talk about it later, but they could have used Harden right now, especially with their playmaking, with their ability to create offense.
Yeah. Because
Harden, he makes it a lot easier for them to create offense and stuff. So I'll give them, they all deserve credit. But yeah, I think this series is going to end soon. I mean, the Raptors, good job for showing the blueprint to stop Embiid.
Yeah.
Doubling him when he dribbles the ball, forced him to do a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, no, it's really good. We've been racking up the turnovers in the fast break points in the past few games.
Yeah.
I say few in the past two games. But
they should have won. They should have won Game 3.
They should have won Game 3, but they didn't.
Because they were up 15 at one point. I'm like, let me check the Nets game. Then I come back, it's a close game.
Dog, Embiid hit 2 of the stupidest shots I've ever seen in my life.
That's correct. And then
I was so upset.
Achua missed 2 free throws almost at the end of the regulation, which would have given the Raptors a lead and won. Then
they would have won.
Yeah. Then Van Vliet missed a key critical free throw in overtime.
Yeah.
Then I don't know how you allow Embiid to be open for the final shot of the game. Like, even though people are like, it's a good shot, he was completely wide open. It was just like there's nobody guarding him. But that was really the game where if they won that one and they won today, this would have been a series. But
yeah, man. And another thing I like that Philly's doing. This is analyst David speaking, not Raptors fan David speaking. Their ability to move the ball and Harden's ability to control that offense is insane.
Their ball movement's insane.
Every single person touches the ball. They have an assist off of every possession.
Yep.
It's incredible. Almost no ISO ball, nothing. I don't know how they do it. It's not Doc Rivers.
No.
I know damn well it's not Doc Rivers.
It's the talent, because the first 2 games,
yeah,
they played perfect basketball, especially the game 1 and 2.
Perfect.
Like offensively, they barely turned over the ball.
Yeah,
their shooting has been really good, which has been a concern for them throughout the season. So they've been, for the most part, on cylinders. And I think the Philly and Heat series, which is going to be a future series, I think that series is going to be really good, because that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it will be a future series. Philly's probably going to knock it down in 6, but you never know. The Toronto Raptors could be the first team to come back from 3-0, but like the odds, are like
to give
1
you guys
to
some hope,
57 here.
Doc Rivers is their coach, and he's choked through multiple leads as a coach in the playoffs. So
that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm not thinking it's going to be the players. And by the way, I like how Harden's embraced his playmaking role rather than a scoring role, because he knows that he's not the playoff performer like that. However, his assist making doesn't go down, but his playmaking, sorry. But that's why I'm questioning the 76ers at the moment, because Doc Rivers is not a coach like that. Moving on to the final series of the day, the best series, my favorite series. The Brooklyn Nets. Jordan, I'm going to give him some background information before we start this. Number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo, like we said at the beginning of the episode, is the best player in the world, because Giannis would not be getting held down by the Celtics, by an injured Celtics defense like this. Robert Williams III, one of the best defenders on that team, an elite rim protector, is gone.
He came back yesterday, but for most of the series, he's been gone. But
and they're locking up KD and Kyrie like it's nothing. Game winner, blowout. Come on. What's happening? This is my problem. Okay, they have become the most predictable team in the NBA. It's ISO ball after ISO ball after ISO ball. Only KD or Kyrie. No assists, sub points, and you can't be relying on Bruce Brown to score 25 to get you that win. And Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving cannot combine for one field goal made.
Low key, on some like actual stuff, Bruce Brown's been the best player for the Nets. Like, he's averaging 18 points. He's been efficient. He's been a good defender.
Because the Celtics are letting him do whatever the hell he wants to do, because he knows that if they lock down KD, they lock down Kyrie.
Yeah. But before I unload on essentially KD's failure here, but let's just give the Celtics their credit. Coaching, Udoka, that scheme that he's put up, bro. Hey, the Nets could have that could have been their coach, man.
It could have been their coach. Should have been their coach. I'm saying Steve Nash gets fired next year. And you want to know what? Since Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving apparently don't respect Steve Nash like that, and Kyrie's like, oh, we don't really need a coach. I don't see us as having a coach. You know, sometimes I can be the coach. James can be the coach. Kevin can be the coach. Then how about y'all be the coaches? Because y'all got playoff experience. Kevin Durant's got championship experience. Something that Steve Nash don't have.
Facts.
So how about you step up, coach?
Yep. And another thing too, Jason Tatum. Right now we're watching an emergence of a superstar. I mean, he has dominated defensively, offensively, playmaking, rebounding. He's doing everything, making all the clutch shots.
Is he 50, 40, 90 right now?
In the series, I don't think so, because these, like, the shooting percentages in this game have been low. But like, when you're watching the game, his impact, especially on guarding KD, it's been. I'm looking at it right now. 50. It's
he's almost there.
Efficiency, but he's controlled every aspect of the game, and he's been the best player by far in this series. He's done everything
by far.
This is a superstar, man. Like this is a guy he's marching up into that superstar club. He's really walking in there, and he's going into that club, and you're like, that's a superstar. Dominates both ends of the floor, makes all the big shots, and he's been the best player in this series, no question. Jaylen Brown, again, been really good. Marcus Smart, his defense on Kyrie has been excellent. Just everybody's defense on this team has just been insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the best defensive team I've watched since the Raptors when they won the championship.
Yeah, and people sleep on that Raptors defense, man. They had those. They had the guys.
Oh, what, man? Hey, that Raptors defense. That Raptors defense was incredible, man. Like,
in my opinion, and you can call me biased, that's some of the best playoff defense I've seen in a while since the Spurs.
Oh, that's a fact. Ain't no bias towards that question. I'm not a Raptors fan. I don't even do the same thing. Yeah.
Hey, man.
They had no defensive weaknesses on their roster. Same thing to the Celtics. So I mean, they're just locking in. And
yeah,
while they've been incredible, they've been the second best team in the playoffs, just right behind the Warriors. But this is how you play defense. This is how you share the ball. And when star players show up, you get this part.
Mm-hmm.
But now, now we get to talk about KD, man. I was ready for this, man. So
Kevin Durant's averaging 22, 5 and 5. Kyrie Irving's averaging 23, 3 and 5, by the way, which is horrible for them. But first of all, the fact that we're able to say that that's horrible for them is incredible. It shows how great they are, but how horrible they're doing this playoffs. Jordan, unleash.
All right, so before I get onto my little tangent, I just want to show people what I'm wearing here. This is a Larry Bird jersey. This is a top 10 grade, right? Something that KD will never be.
Will never be. And if Kevin Durant's in your top 10 right now, shut up.
Hey, look, I remember I saw this ESPN list. They had the audacity to put Kevin Durant in front of Hakeem Olajuwon. The audacity of these people, bro. Like, it's insane to me, but
I don't even have Kevin Durant in front of David Robinson.
I mean, hey. Look, KD ain't better. Look, if you want to compare resumes, the gap between KD and a guy like Moses Malone and Julius Irving ain't big. But you know what? Let me just keep on going here, man. But
keep going.
This is one of my biggest problems with KD, right? Kevin Durant's all-around game for most of his career has been very meh. So he's a great scorer, one of the greatest of all time, top 3 scorer in my opinion. My problem is that you're an average rebounder. Even for your height, you're an average rebounder. Your playmaking ranges from being slightly above average to now just looking awful. Your defense isn't what it used to be in Golden State, where you're a really good defender then. Now you're okay. So when you don't score, you don't impact the game. Because not only has KD been bad and inefficient, he's been non-existent. I sometimes forget that I'm watching KD on the court. Like I have to be reminded, hey, KD's on the basketball court. Because this is my thing, right? You want to be the best player in the world, you need to impact multiple facets. Because LeBron did the same thing, Giannis doing the same thing now. And there's even other guys who were guys like Jokic, guys like Curry and Embiid. Even Luka, they dominate so much aspects of the game more than just putting the ball in the basket. And you need to be held accountable for the fact that you've been able to get away through most of your career of not being criticized because people treat you as if you're like this perfect god-tier basketball who makes no mistakes, bro. And I'm sick and tired.
Steph Curry, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But if Steph Curry's doing this, if Jason Tatum's doing this, LeBron James doing this, anybody else is doing this, they're getting massacred.
Oh,
just look at what's happening to Jokic right now.
Bro, hey, I've been saying that all week.
Jokic's getting cyberbullied out here.
I remember out at school, I've been saying this all week. If this was anybody else, bro, the amount of hate and people, they're talking about good defense. I think I showed you like this picture, at least also on something like that, where like it was like a Clippers game, and there were like 4 players staring at Stephen Curry.
Oh, you showed me this. You showed me this. Yeah.
4 players are staring at Stephen Curry, and KD's just wide open. That kind of represents what happened in Golden State.
Look at that. They prioritize Stephen Curry on the offense more than they prioritize Kevin Durant.
Ask even coaches like Ty Lue said Curry was the main person of that team. And the reason why I bring this up is that Kevin Durant in OKC, Kevin Durant in Golden State, and Kevin Durant everywhere else are 2 different people. Kevin Durant in Golden State, he was dominant. And I'll give him credit for that. That is, to me, that's the best version of KD that I think we've ever had. Offensively,
defensively, it was incredible. It's better than his MVP season.
Oh, 100%. And so people are so memorized with that. Like they saw that version of KD, but people forget there was a version of him before. We have to understand, like, this is the same man who blew a 3-1 lead and was Garbo is especially in those first 3 games. But here's the thing: you have no more scapegoat, right? In OKC, Westbrook would get all the blame, and Westbrook was awful in a lot of those series. But KD didn't get any of the blame. They didn't give him anything. They had no smoke for him. Russ was your scapegoat in OKC, and that's a fact. And you can keep on going. 20-13 against Memphis when Westbrook was out. You saw what happened when you don't have a playmaker. That was bad. Tony Allen put you in a straitjacket. You can keep on going. 2011 versus the Mavs. Like you have fumbled the bag multiple times. Like as I was saying, like you have a history of doing this outside of Golden State. So the thing is, people they look at his Golden State years and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this player is he's different." And in Golden State, he was amazing. I'll give him credit. That's his peak. Playoffs, regular season. He was a great defender in Golden State. He was his best player as a playmaker. His off-ball game was excellent. So in Golden State, you were the player that was the best version of you.
Yeah, easily.
But the problem is that people take those 3 years and they pretend that's KD's entire career. No, it's not.
Come on now.
Like he again underperformed multiple times in OKC.
Yep.
You're doing it now, right? And this is where I have to question. You're a great player, no doubt about it. Still a top 20, 15 player of all time. Like you're still the top of the top like 3% all time. But that top 10 that some people want to push you into. Look, when this series is over, when it is, because they're not coming back.
Yeah, they're not. Come on.
The only way KD gets in the top 10 to me is if you win 4 to 5 championships. Like you need to redeem yourself big time, because if the Warriors win the championship this year, your legacy is looking different.
Yeah,
because they replaced you with Jordan Poole, and the fact that they're playing this good,
Jordan Poole.
bro. Thank you. Like come on now. Like here's the thing: I've defended KD. Like don't get me twisted as being a KD hater. I've even gone on this.
No.
Episode, like I've even though I'm a Russ fan, like I praised him. I even talked about how he should get more credit during Golden State. I've said these stuff in the past. So this is not a person who hates KD. I have given KD credit for when he deserves it. But I'm sorry, bro. When you do this multiple times and people, they don't hold you accountable. I swear. People that give you excuses. Ben Simmons is not playing. Good defense. It's like, can you just say he plays bad? Just say he sucks.
Apparently, Ben Simmons is supposed to come back for Game 4. Let's see how stuff goes.
And do what? do what? I'm sorry. Like, look, if you guys held him accountable, but this is my problem. Don't tell me he's the best player in the world if you're not going to hold him to a standard.
Yeah.
Don't tell me he's a top 10 player in the world if you're not going to hold him. Don't tell me he's the most skilled basketball player of all time if you're not going to hold him to a standard. Don't tell me he's a better scorer than Kobe and MJ if you're not going to hold him to a goddamn standard, man. I'm sick and tired of this people walking around, man, giving this guy excuses, right? He only gets criticized for going Golden State. We don't criticize like the fact that there's a lot of weaknesses in his game when compared to other legends. But you know what, bro? I'm sick and tired of people giving him excuses. I don't want to hear you guys have been deflecting blame on him for his entire career. Don't blame Steve Nash. I swear. I've already talked about how bad Steve Nash is. Don't blame Kyrie because, let's be honest, most of us, we don't expect stuff from Kyrie Irving anyways. I'm putting the onus on you because there are people talking about you're the best player in the world. And when you ask people why KD is the best player in the world, they can't even give you a properly explanation. Every other guy, if somebody says to me that I think Stephen Curry and Jokic is the best player in the world, even though I don't have them, I think it's Giannis, they could give you an actual reason. When you ask somebody why you think KD is the best player in the world, they're like, scoring. Okay, what about everything else? The bag, right? I'm like, dude.
But besides scoring, I can name a player that's better than him in every single category of the game. Just saying. At the end off the episode, I'm going to just list the players that I have above Kevin Durant. And you're just going to tell me if Kevin Durant's better than any of them. Already? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Tim Duncan, Magic Johnson, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, Kobe, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, and Stephen Curry. And the only one that I believe is arguable is David Robinson. And that's
except for David Robinson, I agree with that entire list. Now I have some other guys. Now the other two guys I have over him, Julius Irving, and he includes all NBA, ABA and NBA accolades. He's one of the most accomplished basketball players of all time.
Yeah.
Moses Malone, one of the most underrated basketball players of all time. 3-time MVP.
You have Moses Malone really high. You think of him very high. I have him 22.
Yeah, because I mean, I've seen lists with him like in the top 15. I mean, his consistency. Again, 3-time MVP. Mm-hmm. Come on, and to really be honest, after this thing, like I have him 15, but like I'm gonna hold you, bro. After the offseason, I'm to look at my list, and I'm gonna be like, hey, man, because you're really not on the tier of those 14 guys above you. So to me, you're really more on the tier of Jerry West, the Big O, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, Dirk. That's the tier you're on. So for me, this is a big blow. I think he should be held accountable, even though I know he won't. You guys will give him excuses as usual, because let's be honest, we do not expect stuff from KD, and I have been holding him to the standard for like the last 5 years. I'm like, one day he could be the best player in the world. But now we have to come to a realization: KD might not just be that guy. He just may not be that dude. Here's the thing: the same arguments KD fans use against Giannis, they've been using this argument against LeBron his entire time. I remember when KD fans would be like, "Oh man, look at the bag difference." They use the same thing. They use the same logic against LeBron. That's all they say. I sort of
talking about best player in the league, and you want to talk about bag difference,
right? But it would be like LeBron's better at everything else, but KD has scoring. So they've used the same argument against LeBron. And what's going wrong is that Giannis is showing me the difference between a guy like KD. Because Giannis, by the end of his career, he's gonna be on the top of those greats, man.
Yeah, no, he's already top 10.
And I don't want to hear people with the audacity to say that Jay Will talking about he's the second best small forward of all time above Larry Bird. Stop it. He's better than Hakeem Olajuwon. Stop it. Bill Simmons saying that KD and Kobe are on the same tier. Stop it. Please stop it. Stop it, man.
I've said this before and I will say it forever. The difference between Kobe Bryant and every single scorer to ever exist, except for maybe MJ. Yeah. Kobe would go to the media and be like, yo, guys, I'm going to score 50 my next game, and he'd go out there and score 65.
I'm sorry, man. Like, KD, you great, man. You're still a top 5 player in the game. You're a top 20 player to me who's played the game, but I'm sorry, bro. You're not the best player in the world. Yeah. And anybody, I want you listen, bro. The KD best player in the world crowd, they silent as hell. I can't find them anywhere. They ain't hiding right now. Hey, man, all the people that hopped on his back over last year, bro, is silent.
And if Kevin Durant wants to say, hey, I'm going to go out there and drop 60, he's going to go drop 22 with some hate on Twitter. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, anyways, man, like, he's been folding, bro.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and share, because that way we can get big and become an even better podcast than we are, even though we are quite literally the best podcast on earth. Like,
facts. There's no debate.
The other day, Stephen A. hit me up and he's like, bro, like, y'all have surpassed us. And it's a fact. It's a fact. Anything him and Max Kellerman have ever done, gone. Hey. Anything Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp have ever done, gone. It's
before
David
you go, do you remember that take of Stephen A. Smith when he called Donovan Mitchell the greatest jazz player of all time?
Yeah.
Remember how dumb that?
We're not going to talk about that because Donovan Mitchell's never gone to the finals. He's never had
an MVP. He never made an All-NBA team. Bro, he's not even a greater player than Rudy Gobert. Because at least Gobert's made All-NBA teams and defensive player of the years. Like, come on. And you know what? I want to hear his comments about that because I remember when he said
Mitchell
that.
Mitchell was in the top 5 greatest anything ever. Okay.
Facts, like, man, not even better than Pete Maravich, let alone Carmelo, man. Like, stop.
Hey,
stop.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, leave all these types of stuff. You can get better. Enjoy the playoffs. We'll be back next week with more information on the playoffs and more hate towards Kevin Durant. Woo! Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day, evening, night, wherever you guys stay at. Peace.